for stopping in. Just so I know, do any of you play role-playing games? Do you DM any role-playing games? You do? Awesome. So, have you ever had a villain you've created and then the players just don't really care to do anything about it? Okay. So and it sucks, right? It's like, oh man. So you have to find a way to get creative and say, and get your players to be like, all right, I actually care about what this villain is doing, so that I'm going to do something about it. But how do we go about it? Now, this is where you need a little bit of insight. You need to understand your players, and you need to understand your players' characters. You also have to understand the dichotomy between the player and the player character. Now, what I mean by that is, for example, my wife is playing a character that is exactly opposite in a lot of ways of her real personality. Now, do I try and appeal to her, or do I try and appeal to her character? Because every person is going to act a little different. I've learned I need to always appeal to her character because she's going to play the game in character. But not everybody does that. Sometimes you have a player who plays as themselves even though they say their character is something else. And you might have to appeal to that. So here's an example, okay? Let's say you have a group of players. All they want to do is get gold. That's their whole purpose in this campaign. I want to get gold, I want to get rich, I want to live a fun fantasy life. And you create this great villain, you're like, how in the heck do I make it so that they care about this villain when fighting the villain is not necessarily going to get them what they want? A great way that a lot of people think is, oh, I'll just have the villain rob them, right? He's robbed them of what they like. Okay, they might care enough to go beat up the villain, but they don't actually care about this villain. Let me give you a different example. So you've got these characters who only want gold. Now you say, well, there is no gold available because the mine that mines the gold and provides it for the kingdom is under it's under control of an individual who is rebelling against the king. So he's in open rebellion against the king. He is taking control of the mine. All right, so they can't have gold. You've already taken away the thing that they want. So you've got their attention. Then the king says, hey, I will pay you, I will help you if you help me take care of this guy. But, you know, that can't happen until we actually get our ability to get the gold, get the things we need back. So you start getting the players to work as a strike team with perhaps the army to take down this person. And while they're working with this army, they make friends with an individual who used to work in the mine. And this individual says, hey, you know, I used to work there, and I know where a secret vein of gold is, and I'll show you guys where that is when this is all over. Well, now you've got their attention even more. Then, a few sessions later, you have that character die as collateral damage from one of the rebellious strikes made by the villain. Now you've got their attention. Now they care. Now they not only just care about the gold, but they've lost a friend, and a friend that was going to get them the gold they wanted. You gotta get creative when you're making your characters care. Okay.